Hello, everyone. This is the part of the Metrocon recap that my usual audience actually wants to see. The dealer room haul, as I point to this stack over here that you can't see. Every year, I show off all the stuff that I managed to pull away from the dealer room, but I will tell you right now, this is a very strange dealer room haul for me because, well, it was a very strange dealer room this year. We actually had very few, just like normal merch vendors. There was a lot of local artists. There was a lot selling like big walls of like things you'd see in the artist alley, but much bigger. So like there was like someone who did like actual anime paintings there. They had like people with big walls full of artwork that they'd done in the normal dealer section, not the artist alley. It's weird, and it was explained. Someone brought something up during the con, and it made a lot of sense. With gas being so expensive, a lot of those traveling merchants that are normally at Metrocon every year can't afford to make that kind of journey with all of their merchandise. So I actually like absolutely get that. That actually makes total sense. So the fact that we see so many more local people this year makes a lot of sense to me. So there's that. So there's actually not a lot at Metrocon this year that was just strictly toy. They had you can find like Funko Pops and Nendoroids, not to discount them if you like them. I like the occasional pop. Okay, fine. I like pops, but but a lot of it was Nendoroid, Pop Up Parade. Like I didn't, there are very, very few, Figure Arts or Figma. I don't think I saw a single Figma all weekend. There was no I didn't find a single Transformer thing at all. There was no like retro toy booth. There was no booth there that like specialized in just like action figures or like retro stuff. It was all mostly modern anime and a lot of arts and crafts things. Like even in like D&D, there's only like two booths that had like dice and like D&D supplies to get, and the usual like artists that did D&D inspired stuff. That was not there either. So we had a lot of things seemed missing. And the fact that there's construction going on at the Tampa Convention Center meant there was one like wall of the dealer room that was blocked out. So it was actually a much smaller dealer room than it normally was. Like I walked to one side of it and go, wait, this is not right. It's not right. Like usually I walk farther than this. I think there was like 2 or 3 rows worth of merch booths that did not exist this year. So the stuff I got this year is actually really strange. A lot more was from the artist alley than in previous years. And some of it was not technically dealer room stuff because I got it after the fact or before the fact. So, for instance, my buddy Rick had this for me. This tiny little, and it is actually Super Sentai, tiny little Boken Red that he got at a different con and has been hanging on to for me. So thank you very much, Rick, for remembering my favorite Sentai and keeping me in mind when you saw this. Awesome. I need to figure out a good place to. I need to figure out some good place to like keep him on display. So that I got before the dealer room was even open. So that was interesting. A lot of stuff I got was actually small stuff. So I can't really like show it off, like if I dangle a little keychain in front of the camera, like it just blurry. Like it has to be all the way back here for focus. That doesn't help. So I have prepared. All right. Now before I do this, a lot of these things came from the artist alley, and I'll tell you like right now, it's really hard for me to keep track of what stuff came from what artists or keep track of all, because not every artist would throw a business card in with what you purchase. And I like tunnel vision because I'm in such a hurry. All Metrocon, I don't grab a card if they have it laying out. I don't even notice it's there. So usually I'll try to consolidate things into one bag. All the cards I do get mixed up, so I lose track of what came from where. So, like, I apologize to any artists. I know that's really bad of me. That I should be able to keep track of it and give like free promotion, but stuff like this is like it's hard for me to keep straight. But I'll show you the little stuff in slideshow format. So, completely out of the dealer room completely. Well, technically, the left and the pin, that's all Kaiju Big Battle, because they came back, and that's little bits from their merch. That little PVC Faden, so my Glyos itch was scratched a little bit. The Dr. Cube logo pin, and then the metal cluster hopper was actually from a booth called Anime Fix, who I'll talk about here in a bit. It's always my favorite booth every year. They had some trouble this year, though, so I had to do a little bit more to get as much from them as I normally do. This was probably my favorite booth in the Artist Alley. So someone actually had Slayer's artwork, and I never see anyone put Slayer's out. It made me so happy. It was my absolute favorite anime, if you hadn't kept track. So this made my day. The nice thing about the Slayer's charms is they are two-sided, and they have different expressions on both sides. So it gives you a little bit of variety, which I thought was a really neat trick. And then the Knuckles and Rouge, they're not two-sided. They're from the same artist. And yeah, that was just really, really cool. Because, like, I like those two. I like those two a lot. And then next up, round of video game charms. Charms are usually my favorite thing to get in the dealer room. I think I got like over a dozen little keychain / backpack charms this year. Mega Man X, of course. Terra from Final Fantasy VI. That artist actually had like full group shots of the entire cast of different Final Fantasy games, and then charms like this that focused on just the lead character. And the big charm was cool, and they had stickers and bigger posters for it and all that. I didn't really have time to go through all of them, and they were like a little. I don't have space anywhere for like the big stickers, and I don't have charm space. And the big cast charms were cool, but there's just, as a charm, is just, they're too small. So I stuck with just the Terra. And then CJ and Flick, my favorite duo from the new Animal Crossing games. Let's see. Next up, and then, yeah, this made me happy. So last year I couldn't find barely any Owl House stuff anywhere on the floor. This year it was all over the place. I got like, there were probably like 30 different cosplayers this weekend that had Owl House cosplays. I think half of them were Hunter. And it made me super happy that so many people are enjoying that show and want to represent it. And I was really happy to find artists in the Artist Alley who were catering to that. So King and Ida, the mother-son duo, technically watched the show. And then Lose in Amity Season 1, Lose in Amity Season 2. So I have that nice little bit of variety. And these weren't even the only Owl House chains that were available. The artist who did the Ida had most of the cast. So like, it was actually like really, really cool to actually see it for once. Now I did get one more thing that isn't small, that is small, but I forgot to take a photo of it for starters, and I technically didn't get it at Metrocon. So I mentioned to Anime Fix, this year they had a gaffe where they didn't get the usual big booth that they normally did, so they weren't there Friday, and they were only showed up Saturday and Sunday with like a tiny booth. But they're local. Metrocon is in Tampa. They were in St. Petersburg. It's like a 20-minute trip. So on my way home this year, I actually took the trip to St. Petersburg to visit their physical store, and I made a few other purchases. They had one of my favorite things I picked up all weekend, which is this. And yeah, I totally forgot to take a picture of it. This is why I did the slideshow of all the charms. This is a music box from Final Fantasy VI. And it plays Searching for Friends, the theme of the overworld during the second half of the game. And like there's the sprite art on the front is like the second airship, the Falcon, rising out of the ocean. It's super, super nice, and it's a beautiful sound too. I knew that existed, but when it was up for sale originally, I completely like had no idea they were a thing. So the fact that they actually had the one that I wanted to have, beautiful. Absolutely thrilled about that. All right, so let me get into like, this is gonna be like, I have a pile, and we're just gonna go through it. Just go. I forgot to show this off during the part one, but it's technically merch. So Rico, remember, like me and Rico got along famously. He signed this for me for my birthday. And if you don't realize it, this is Garo. It's the anime version of Garo. So it's like, I know the live action. So he signed that one for me. And that's, again, like, not many people ask him about Garo. You know, it's always My Hero Academia. So, like, once again, I like to ask about the obscure stuff. So, that was super cool of him. He joked, because we were talking, like, 16-bit, like, SNES RPGs all weekend. So he joked, like, he put the balloons from the Millennial Fair from Chrono Trigger. God, I love when the guests geek on the same stuff as me. Love it. Love it. All right, so that over there. Every year, Kaiju Big Battel, when they come in to do the wrestling shows, they do a custom poster for Metrocon. You know, and it's just like a copy-paste all the info kind of thing, but I really, really like it. And this year, no exception, except for the fact that my birthday is actually on the poster. So is Blanco Loco, who normally shows up. He's a local luchador-style wrestler, and he was not there this year, which is actually a little bit disappointing. But yeah, I get the poster every year, and this one is super special because the poster also includes my birth date on it. So that makes me happy. I have no idea where it's going to go, but it makes me happy to have it. All right. Might as well show off like poster stuff, some things made of paper, since I got that at the Artist Alley. The Owl Family, the Wanted poster. There's a lot of Wanted posters in the Owl House. But there's your main cast, the Found Family itself. Really, really nicely rendered. Looks fantastic. Don't know where that's going to go, but I want it somewhere. And remember I said I was shocked that that an artist actually had Slayer's stuff? The same artist also had the art print of Lena Inverse, swinging the Ragna blade, no less. That's a good cut. Absolutely beautiful art. Anything Slayers makes me happy. Anything Slayers makes me happy. Let's see. Just grabbing off the pile now. T-shirt time. One more for Kaiju Big Battel. I think this is like the third shirt I have from them. You know, they love their comic book style covers and artwork, so that's very in line with them. Very, very nice. I always forget Metrocon's official merch table. I always forget about it. So this year I made sure to go to the merch table to get the shirt that actually has my logo on, not my logo, God, I wish. No, it actually has my birth date on there. And next year's will have it too. I am so upset that I don't have every single one of these. I'm so upset because I forgot every single year. In the earliest years I went, I could never even find the merch booth because it's always tucked away in some weird spot. All right. Let's see what else. I found this at Anime. Let's see. No, we'll do it this way. So, from Anime Fix's booth, I did find the model for Luna Trigger, which was on my Amazon wishlist forever, and no one got it for me. I'm kidding. And then I went to their physical location, and they had Heat Metal. So now I actually have to go have to go get Cyclone Joker, so I can have the trio, because I've never had like all three in the same action figure style before. That'll be fun. And well, it'll be fun to have them. I'm not looking forward to putting them together because it's three identical model kits. I might have to space them out. But I have a good way to space them out. We have a Tajador, my favorite Kamen Rider O's form, or Tajadoru. I always pronounce it Tajadoru, even though that includes the accent. But since they officially Romanized it that way, I will pronounce it that way. Let's see, more little stuff. Kaiju Big Battel DVD. This is of last year's Metrocon performance, so cool to have it in DVD form. Also, I'm on this DVD. Since I'm in the press booth filming, I actually have footage. I actually appear in here. Super cool. All right. Stronger CD. Rick pointed this out to me, so like it's Stronger, so I had to grab it. Yeah, it's a really bizarre one to find. It's a bizarre little thing to find, but hey, anything Kamen Rider, right? Especially if it's one of my favorites. Stronger CD. Probably have that whole album. I probably have that whole album. Yeah, and then like a little Shoto, for Kronos. I don't actually have. I've never actually had a Shoto figure, but as long as I could find one, I might. At least I can try it out, right? I really like Kronos' design, so that works out. So, all right, what else here? All right, so more paper stuff, more artist alley stuff. I found an artist who does like these like painted portraits that he then does the prints of. So there's Mega Man, classics profile picture, and then Zero as well. He hasn't gotten around to Mega Man X yet, which seems weird to me. That classic Mega Man and Zero, but not X. He says he's going to rectify that at some point, though. And then, I guess I was in a mood, because I got Knuckles and Rouge from him, too. Because I love these two. I ship it. I'm not ashamed. Yeah. More artwork that I dream someday that I will actually have the space to show off all this, like, artwork I buy. And Slayer's book, basically recapping all of Slayer's Try. Try is not my favorite season. That would be Slayer's next, or it would probably be Revolution/Evolution R, one or the other. But this is still a good season. All Slayers is good to me, so very, very nice to have. Like, I really wish I could get all this interview stuff translated, because it looks like it touches on a bunch of things that I would actually like to know more about. I have a buddy that can potentially do that. I don't know if he's got the time for it for me, but we'll see. This man is super, super busy. Yeah, this one next. Feel like I'm handing out Christmas presents. This is something I stewed over. So, like I said, like I'm almost done. Like the stack is not like, how long are we going? Yeah, not that long for one of these hauls. Yeah. I did. It's not that I like couldn't. It's not that like there was anything there I wanted that I couldn't afford. It's just literally like not a lot that I really wanted this year. I was happier supporting all these artists more than I was like getting like stuff. But there are a few things that I saw and then mulled over pretty much all weekend, and I said to myself, you know what? If I haven't found anything better and it's still here on Sunday, then it was meant to be. So we have a pop-up parade of Amaterasu from Okami. I love Okami. I love this game, and I keep meaning to play it again. I never get around to it. But yeah, I've always wanted something Amaterasu, and this is a beautiful rendition of her. So yeah, I will absolutely take that. I have no idea where it will. I have no idea what space I have for it, but I will find space for it. Because yeah, I have to for this. That's just awesome. So we have that. I had to leave with one transforming robot. Like I said, there were no Transformers to be found outside of I found like Nendoroid Optimus Prime. I think that was about it. But so I had to walk out with some kind of shape-changing robot. So we went to Robotech. Screw Harmony Gold. But you know what? I've only ever played with one Valkyrie, and that was a full size one. Actually, no, I lie. I've had two Robotech toys, or technically Macross toys, because they were imports. But this is an actual Robotech figure. It's the classic Valkyrie, which I actually have never had a classic Valkyrie design. Does fully transform, small scale, of course, and then it comes with all of that armor, and that's kind of why I picked it up, because that seemed like a much more interesting play pattern than just it's essentially the same like basic transformation all the Valkyries do. So at least I got one shape-changing robot out of the whole deal, right? And then the thing that I spent the most getting, and I don't know how, this was at the same booth as Amaterasu, and I walked by this booth, probably a dozen times, over the course of 3 days, and I only noticed this thing on Sunday, which is weird, weird that I would actually like drop the ball and not like notice this of all things. The one, like, I will say this, one of the other booths that was missing this year, it was last year, they had a booth that was almost nothing but tokusatsu stuff. So Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman. They had figures, lots of transformation devices and gimmick toys. Really, really missed them. I was prepared to drop a lot of money on them this year. I was really hoping they had some of the, either some of the Vice stamps that, or Progrise key sets that I was missing. So nothing like that. The only Kamen Rider stuff I found was the Luna Trigger and the Tajador. The heat metal I found at Anime Fix's physical location, like I said. And I think there's one booth that had like the anniversary Fies and Forze drivers, the ones that are just like the basic henshin and that's it. No gimmick toys, no full function, no nothing. So yeah. That was a little bit disappointing. There's very, very little Kamen Rider. But I did find one thing, and it hit one of my biggest weaknesses, which is O's. Putotira SIC. Super Imaginative Chogokin. This is an insanely designed and detailed figure. The box is damaged, so I don't know if they took anything off for that. I don't care. This thing is beautiful. You don't get, like, from the pictures, what you don't get is just how shiny the finish is on the character's armor. Like, it doesn't come across just like how metallic it all is, and it's just like there's this absolutely beautiful level of shine to it. Yeah, this is nice. This is super, super nice. Of course a Tajador would have been better, but you know what, a Putotira is a close second. I will happily take that. Also, I'm really trying to get my friend Lewis into Kamen Rider, because he's a Power Ranger guy and an anime guy. I think he'd be right up his alley, and he loves purple. So we'll try. Alright, that's going to be it. That is it. That's the entire merch haul. You know, a lot of artwork and a lot of charms this year. Yeah, like, I'm hoping things are a little bit calmed down by this time next year, so more of those shops that normally travel can make the trip all the way to Florida. I'm hoping that all the construction is done so that the convention hall can actually have like as many spaces as possible for people and for more booths. I think that's the case too. Like, I think the construction is to expand the ballroom. So hopefully next year there will be more space to work with, more booths will be available, more stuff to be had. But that is it for me. That is the merch haul for the year. Thank you guys very much for watching. I think this is the last Metrocon video that's going to be the primary content of the day. After this, it's probably going to be supplemental things in the evenings. And I don't think I'm going to do like long highlight videos like I did previously. I'll probably do small highlight videos and spread it out a little bit. But keep an eye out for it. I recorded a ton of stuff. I got every event and panel that they would let me record. I got a ton of cosplay shots. I got a few weird things that were going on the weekend. So, yeah, keep an eye out. As always, Metrocon was a blast. And as always, I want to share as much of it with you as I can. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.